Welcome to Sage Audio. Today we're covering how to make smooth vocals. But first, if you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Smooth vocals with EQ. For the first 3 chapters, let's look at how an EQ can be used to smooth vocals. I'm going to start with a regular equalizer and simply observe my frequencies while I listen intently. If I look and listen, I'll notice sibilants in the high frequencies dynamically moving in and out in a predictable way, which I can now attenuate with a band or shelf filter. For a more digital and precise sound, I'll use a sharper bell, but I may want to use a shelf to keep the attenuation a little more natural. Let's listen to both filters being used. Reducing transients with split EQ. With a transient EQ, we can do the same thing we did in the previous chapter, but now isolate the attenuations to only the transient aspects of the vocal. This will more accurately attenuate sibilants and other harsh frequencies, since the percussive aspect will be attenuated. Let's listen to the same filters we used in the previous chapter, but with a transient EQ. If you're enjoying the video, hit the like button. It helps us bring you more videos. Smooth vocals with dynamic EQ. Last up, when it comes to using EQ, we can use a dynamic EQ to attenuate aspects of the vocal that make it harsh or amplify some smoother sounding aspects. Let's dip the same frequencies that we did in the last 2 chapters, but now dynamically amplify the low mids. Let's listen and notice how the more powerful low mids mask some of the higher, more aggressive frequencies. Opto compression and smooth vocals. For the next 3 chapters, let's use compression to smooth our vocals. First, let's look at how optical compression can do this with its quick attack time, usually 10 milliseconds in fixed optical compressors, and its variable release. Half of the release is about 60 milliseconds, while the remaining signal will take about 500 milliseconds to 5 seconds to return to unity. This second release stage really smooths out vocals by reducing transients and lessening dynamics. Let's take a listen to it on our vocals and notice how it reduces the transients. Only a small percentage of people that watch our videos are subscribed, so if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Quick attack, long release compression. Similar to our last chapter, we can utilize quick attack and long release times to smooth out a vocal. This time, I'll use a soft knee to very gradually introduce compression, which reduces the potential of distortion that could increase the vocal's harsh frequencies. Let's listen to compression with a super quick attack and long release, and notice how it smooths the vocal like optical compression, but has a different sound. Long release de-esser. A de-esser is a frequency-specific compressor, which we can use to attenuate some of the sibilants that we were dipping with the equalizers in previous chapters. Let's go into the settings of this Weiss de-esser and increase both the short and long release times. Too long and the compression will be too noticeable, but 10 to 15 milliseconds of attenuation on the high frequencies is a great way to smooth a vocal. Let's listen and notice the lessened sibilants. Slow tape speed emulation. For the last 4 chapters, let's talk about how emulation can smooth out vocals. Tape emulation, especially slower speed tape emulation, is a great way to reduce harsh frequencies as well as boost low mids. I'll use a tape emulation and reduce the speed to 7.5 inches per second or even 3.75 inches per second if I don't mind a little extra distortion for the vocal, and I'll adjust the pre-emphasis. This dips highs, boosts lows, and again adds some third-order harmonic distortion to increase the mids. Let's listen and notice the classic and smooth timbre that the vocal takes on. If you're enjoying the channel, join the community with the link in the description. Vintage analog preamp emulation. Next, let's try out some classic preamp emulations. This will add distortion to the mids as well as dip some of the highs, creating a classic timbre. For example, if we emulate the Telefunken V76, we'll notice a very subtle dip in the highs and a boost in the lows. We can use the EQ to attenuate this dip and boost for a smooth, vintage-sounding vocal. Let's take a listen to it and notice how it has a similar but distinct feel from the tape emulation. Warm room reverb emulation. Although we don't think of reverb as analog emulation, it's emulating the response of a room or a space. In this case, we can emulate a room with less reflections in the high frequency range. To do this, we'll set up our reverb normally and then attenuate high frequencies. This will make the mids sound dense, causing a smooth sound. Let's listen and notice how mid-centric reflections really smooth the sound of a vocal. Vintage microphone emulator. Last up, let's use a microphone emulator to mimic the frequency response, distortion, and unique dynamic ranges of classic microphones. For example, we can pick a typical condenser as our source, and then emulate the sound of a classic ribbon microphone, which are known for their smooth high range. Although you'll probably still need some processing after this, depending on the original recording, this can be a great start for smoothing out a vocal. Let's listen to ribbon mic emulation, and notice how it affects the high frequency range of the vocal. If you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching.